Hello friends. So today we are going to do mock test number 5 of ABM, and in this mock test we have 20 questions. Some of the questions are case study based question and some of the questions are direct question. So you also solve along with me and you should not take more than 20 minutes and you can guess how much knowledge you have. So here the first question. This question is based on balance sheet and this is the case study. The data is as follows. Liability side, equity share of rupees 10 each, amount is 1 lakh rupees. Reserve 20,000 rupees. Profit and loss 30,000 rupees. Secured loan 80,000 rupees. Syndicators 50,000. Provision for taxation 20,000. And asset side, goodwill is 60,000. Fixed asset 1 lakh 40,000. Stock 30,000. Syndicators 30,000. Advances 10,000. And cash balance is 30,000. And last data, sales for the year 5,60,000. So from the given data, you have to calculate debt equity ratio. So you must remember, because this question is asked many times, what is the debt equity ratio? So how to calculate debt equity ratio? This is the formula given here. So debt equity ratio is nothing but long term debt divided by shareholders fund. And in long term debt, as per the given data, it is only secured loan is given here 80,000. You can see here. Okay. And shareholder capital, it consists of equity. This formula is always same: equity, share capital, reserve, and profit and loss count. So that means from the given data, you have to add 1 lakh rupees, 20,000 rupees, 30,000. So we are getting here 1 lakh 50,000. Now divide 80,000 divided by 1 lakh 50,000. So we are getting 0.53. So debt equity ratio is 0.53. Now question number 2. Question number 2 is also from the same data. So if you understand the first time data, it will be easier for you to solve the subsequent questions. Now, next question is to find out the liquidity ratio. So liquidity ratio formula is liquid asset divided by liquid liability. What is liquid asset? So liquid asset is equal to sundry debtors, advances plus cash balances. Means liquid assets are those assets which can be converted into liquid in a very short time, preferably in a current financial year. So liquid assets, sundry debtors, advances, cash balances, and liquid liabilities, provisions for taxation plus syndicators. So this is the formula for liquid assets and liquid liabilities. Liquid asset and liquid liabilities are those assets and liabilities which are realizable in a current financial year. So sundry debtors, advances, and cash balances. You can see here sundry debtors, advances, and cash balance 30, 30, and plus 10. So 70,000. Okay, 70,000. Liquid liabilities means provision for taxes you have to pay in the current financial year, and syndicators. Okay, that you also you have to clear it. So provision for taxation 20,000 and syndicators 50,000 you have to add, you get 70,000. So both are getting 70 70. So ratio is 1. I think now this point is clear. Now data is same. Next question, third. Data is same. From the given data, you have to calculate fixed asset to current asset. Now, if you see what is the fixed asset here, so from the given data, fixed asset is 1,40,000. And current asset, you can see here, stock is current asset, sundry debtors is current asset, advances current asset, and cash balance is current asset. So you add all four, 30, 30, 10, and 30. So 1 lakh. Okay, now we'll see the solution here. Fixed asset. Okay, fixed asset we calculated 1,40,000. Current asset we calculated 1 lakh rupees. So divide. So you are getting 1.4. Okay, so option third is correct here. Now, next question, fourth one. Data is same here. You have to calculate fixed asset turnover. So even though it is written as fixed asset turnover, the formula is turnover divided by fixed asset. So turnover divided by fixed asset. Turnover here is 5,60,000. You can see here sales of for the year is 5,60,000 and fixed asset is 1,40,000. So divide. So 5,60,000 divided by 1,40,000, we are getting 4. So option fourth is correct here. Now moving ahead. Question number 5. Now we are getting the direct questions. That means as per your knowledge, we have to solve. Now question number 5th. Which act prohibits the employment of child below 14 years of age? This is very popular act is there, that is called Child Labor Act. Means as per Child Labor Act, you cannot employ any child which is 14 years of age. Okay, so the answer is child labor. Now next question 6. People that are attracted to occupation of biologist is best classified as. The people who are attracted towards the biology, means science subject, they always as investigative orientation. That means their logic is that we go for the research type, means scientific aptitude, you can say. So the answer is here investigative orientation. Next question. Period in which people act as mentors for younger employees is called. The people who act as a mentor are always senior people. That means now they are on the verge of retirement, they have got a lot of experience, and based on their experience, they start acting like mentors for younger employees. So that is called declining stage because they have acquired sufficient knowledge to impart with others people. Okay, and they are not requiring any knowledge. Means now they don't require any further knowledge, so this is called decline stage. Okay, question number 8. People attracted to occupation involving cognitive activities are classified as. Options are here: realistic orientation, investigative orientation, social orientation, artistic orientation. So people attracted to occupation involving cognitive activities, cognitive and biology, these are same. Means cognitive and investigation are related to. That means they are having scientific aptitude. So people those who are attracted to occupation involving cognitive activity means this is called investigative orientation. Okay, now moving ahead, ninth question. In career development, providing mentoring opportunities is part of. Options are individual role, number 2 manager role, number 3 employer role, number 4 line manager role. So this is the duty of the employer to provide the mentoring opportunity. Okay, so in career development, providing the mentoring opportunity is a part of employer role. Okay, so option is employer role. That means option third is correct here. Okay, next question 10th. In career development, discussing your career with your manager is a part of. Number 1 individual role, number 2 manager role, number 3 employer role, number 4 line manager role. So in career development, discussing your career with your manager, because you are discussing your career with the manager, this is your role, so it is an individual role. So individual role is correct here. That means option 1 is correct here. Okay, now question number next 11. Breaking down of job into smaller parts covering few operations. Breaking down of job into smaller parts covering few operations is called. So when you break down your job into smaller parts, means pieces, you are doing in pieces. So that is called job simplification. Okay, this is not job enlargement because options are given job enlargement, job cycle, no, job empowerment, no. So last option is correct here. That's called job simplification. Next question, 12th. So 12th question is human resource planning is blank looking function. So you have two options are here: forward, backward, simple, cross. So human resource is always forward planning function because human resource means starting from the recruitment, training, selection, and up to retirement, post retirement. So this is called forward looking function. So option 1 is correct here. Next, 13. Which of the following can be a reality in life? Options are means which of the following can be reality in life? Number 1, less than unit elastic demand. Number 2, more than unit elastic demand. Number 3, perfectly elastic demand. So if you then option 1 and 2, option 1 and 3, and option second and third, and option all 1, 2, 3. So in reality of life, perfectly elastic demand is not possible. Means demand and supply cannot be equal. So less than unit demand and more than unit demand is the because they are talking about the reality in life. Okay. So option 1 and 2 are correct. Means option 1 is correct where 1 and 2 are given here. Okay. Now moving ahead, next question. In the assessment center workshop method, in a job related simulation situation, the behavior of the employee is assessed through their performance of different exercises such as, I'll read once again. In the assessment center workshop method, in a job related simulation situation, the behavior of employees is assessed through their performance of different exercises such as group discussion, comma, psychometric test. Number 2, business games, comma, committee meetings. And number third option is in basket exercise. So many options are given here: 1, 2, number 2, 1, 3, and number third, second, third, and number fourth all. So here all options are correct here because while selecting and while checking the performance of the employees, group discussions, psychometric tests, business games, committee meetings, and in basket exercise are carried out. So option all is correct. That means 1, 2, 3 is correct here. Now question number 15. Blank is a big problem for every organization. So that means here you have to see what is the big problem for all organizations. Okay. So what is the big problem for every organization? Number 1, recruiting and selecting. Number 2, attracting and retaining. Number 3, performance appraisal. Number 4, promotion and transfer. So every organization are facing means every organization is facing the problem of attracting and retaining. Okay, recruiting selection is no problem, performance appraisal no problem, promotion and transfer no problem, but you have to attract the performing employees and retaining them is big problem for the organization. Now next question 16. When an individual is of view that course of event is determined by one's own efforts and action and not due to external event or luck, this is called as. That means what is the meaning of this question? When an individual is of the view that the course of an event is determined by one's own efforts and action, that means he is thinking whatever he is doing, it is due to him. Means whatever is happening in the organization, it is his own effort and not due to the external event or luck. So it is called, options are external locus of control, internal locus of control, and beyond control locus. Locus means center point. So he is thinking about himself. Okay, so in external is not there, locus of control not there. So internal locus of control is the option correct here because he's thinking that he's controlling everything, and what was happening in the organization, it is due to his own effort and action. So option third is correct here. That means internal locus of control is the correct answer here. Okay. So next, question number 17. Blank is for learning to prepare the individual for different but identified job. So you have to tell me which of the option is learning to prepare the individual, means which action is preparing the individual for different or identified job. So options are training, education, development, and fourth is motivation. So training is only for the specific purpose. Development is only for the specific purpose. Motivation is external factor. So education is the learning which prepare the individual for different but identified jobs. So education is very wide training. That means it is wide knowledge. All individuals, they will go for the formal training starting from class 1 to up to their graduation and post graduation. Okay, so education is the learning which prepare the individual for different but identified job. Okay, so next question is 18 question. Humanistic theories of knowledge are not called as. Okay, so humanistic theory of knowledge are not called as cognitive theories, behaviorist theories, and mechanist theories. That means, so I'll read once again here. Humanistic theories of knowledge are not called as cognitive theories, behaviorist theories, and mechanistic theories. Options are 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, and all of the above. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So here all are here. That means neither cognitive theory, nor behavioral theory, and not mechanics theory are called the humanistic theories of knowledge. Okay. Humanistic means the study of that. Art means humanities is called humanities theories of knowledge. Okay, you might have seen art, history, geography, and social studies like this. So they are called humanistic theories of knowledge. Now next called theories don't hold that the learner is passive in the process of learning. Okay, so which theory hold that the learner is passive in the process of learning? Cognitive theory, behaviorist theory, and organismic theory. So you have to tell me which don't hold that. Theories don't hold that learner is passive. Okay, I repeat the question here. That means which of the following theories don't hold that learner is passive in the process of learning? Okay, don't hold that. So option here, cognitive theories hold that. So by behaviorist theory only the learner may be passive. Okay, by behavior, because the learner here learn by the behavior of others and similarly behavior of himself. Okay, so option cognitive theory, because cognitive theory scientific study, organism theory, these are the in which the learner cannot be passive. Okay, so option 1 and 3 are correct. So option 2 is here, means 1 and 3. Okay, next, last question of this. Changes in the level and composition of taxation and government spending can have impact on the following variables in the economy. That means whatever changes is made by the government in the composition of taxation and government in spending, which of the following are going to have impact? Aggregate demand and level of economic activity, proper utilization of fund, and distribution of income. So you can see here which of the options are having impact, means government is changing the taxation composition and spending. So which of the following will have the impact? So aggregate demand and the level of economic activity, proper utilization of fund, and distribution of income. So it will have impact on first and third, that means aggregate demand and level of economic activity and distribution of income. Proper utilization of fund will not have any impact. So in this way, we have finished our 20 questions. I think you must have liked these questions. If you like them, please share with your friends so that they are also benefited. Okay, and they can also practice and they can check their knowledge. And you may subscribe also. You can request your friends also for subscription. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And please keep watching my next video. I'll bring next video also. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Good day.